Oh, Lisa and Chris, it's so great to connect with you today. I know the pandemic, lots of things going on. It's kind of great too to be in your workshop, Chris. And
Yeah.
so, can you guys just tell us a little bit about yourselves?
So we met in college. We have worked together. We're both carpenters. Um, yeah, we've been married for about almost 8 years.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, we got two
And I believe you
kids.
guys have some kids.
Yeah, we have two kids. And they're both really great. We had a son in November, and our daughter is just turned 3 recently. So that's
Yeah.
both really, really happy kids too.
Good, good, good. So, what are you guys looking forward to most when all these COVID restrictions are over?
Play dates.
Impulse shopping.
That's for tools for him though,
Yeah.
not for me. I'm not a shopper.
So,
Yeah,
the
you just
bargain
want to hang
bin.
out with some friends, eh, Lisa?
I feel like the kids are being like, they need to be socialized. I need to be socialized.
Yeah, yeah. So during this whole time, what's been motivating you guys through all of this and what's been getting you up in the morning?
Is that we have a daughter who's 3, so we've just potty trained her, and so usually the words "I have to pee" gets us out of bed pretty fast. We so we got a I got the workshop here, and we have a pretty decent yard and the 2 kids. I'm self-employed, so I don't hate my job, and it's I I haven't found it to be too bad. My industry wasn't really affected too much by COVID, other than now we have to follow different protocols, but it's still building as usual. And um, yeah, I think that's
It's really it's a it's a great opportunity that Chris is like, it's such a blessing and a great opportunity that Chris is like self-employed, and so I get to stay home with the kids. Like that's really a big blessing, and I couldn't have done it without Chris working so hard. So that's been more enjoyable. I don't have to try and juggle daycare, kids, work. It's I got to be home with them.
So it's actually a positive thing that what's going on for you guys.
yeah. We're not profiting from it, other than we're spending more time as a family and enjoying what
Yeah,
we have
and
a lot more.
Well,
yeah,
and
and
when
that's
you have,
actually needed. Yeah.
yeah, when you have kids, you're busy anyway. So
Mhm.
the only thing, like I said before, is just the social aspect. It's like my daughter told me I was her best friend, and then said like, you know, Chris is her best friend, and it's like, oh, that's so good. I'm like, oh, that's also kind of sad.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. So how has your faith been interacting with this time and what does it mean to you through all of this?
It's been weird because it's not really a chance to do outward faith right now. Um, because the most outward faith you can do is be by yourself on Facebook, or something like that. Uh, as far as challenging your faith, as in, God, what's going on with this pandemic? My mentality on that is more, it's so short term, is this, that when you look at like the grand scheme of eternity, essentially, a year's nothing. Um, 2 years is nothing. Through like, it's not that you will be living lives that some people have lived, where it's their whole life was kind of encaptured in slavery and then they died. It's We've had a bad year so far. We might have a bad 1 or 2, maybe 3 years, but that's not something to dwell on. Um, I don't
I
like. Yeah,
like that
I
like
don't
that
see it as a missed
perspective.
opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great. That's awesome. It's awesome. How about you, Lisa?
Well, like I'd say faith is like it's a big motivator for me because it's a way of life. It's a relationship. So like the way I live my life, it's not for my own. It's for God. So even raising kids, I'm doing it for the glory of God. Like every mundane to big thing, it's all for God. So it's just that's how I live. Try to. Don't always do it, but that's what my mindset is most of the time. And like during this pandemic, it's been some good that's come out of it is that with the new technology, like it's so great. There's been more prayer meetings. So I've been able to like have more close prayer meetings with other people. Whereas if there's a pandemic, people are too busy to pray, which sounds kind of bad, but it's kind of true. Like even I was too busy, but now you're in your house, you can do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that just increases community, like it grows community. I don't know what I'm saying now.
Well, it's also shown like false reliability kind of thing, where it's like people who, with the pandemic at the beginning, everyone's like, well, alcoholism is going to be going up and suicide is going to be going up and everybody's going to be hopeless. It's like, well, if your idea or if the whole reason you live is for going out on Friday nights or going into stores or being able to surround yourself with friends, if that's who your whole identity is, that's all outward stuff. There's other mental processing that has to happen on grief and or with false security on your job. If that's now, it's like that shouldn't be something to, it is to some people, but it shouldn't be something that shakes faith. It's without being hokey, it's removed masks.
I was gonna say COVID's brought down those walls that we put up in society. So it's more like you have nothing to hide behind. Now it's not the truth for every mental health issues, added stressors that probably weren't there before, but for a lot of it, there's nothing to hide behind now. You had some issues, but you would just go to work, no one would know, kind of thing. Like it brings
or
you.
if you'd just be funny, or like go hang out with your friends at the bar, or go out that stuff. If it gets rid of like those kind of barriers you can hide behind. So it's definitely, it makes you have a lot more time to think, I guess, is the big thing.
Yes,
Whether that's good or bad, the outcome, who knows?
Yeah. Well, you know what? This is great. I think there's a real sense of God has been with you guys through all of this as you talk about this and your perspective. So thank you so much for sharing with us today. It's been great getting to know you. It's been great to be in your shop. Chris, I'd like to come over and visit.
Yeah.
Sometime.
Well, there's enough for about 4 of us in here right now. So.
Yeah, that's right. We have to maintain social distancing. Yeah. Well, thanks so much for connecting with us, and we'll talk again soon.
All right.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Oh, good day.